There are a couple of interesting trends in the real estate numbers that have emerged, so stay tuned to the Monday Market Monitor to know how they affect you, your purchasing power, and your home values. Thank you once again for joining me today. It is August 22nd and time for your Monday Market Monitor as we look back at the numbers for the Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver for last week. The end of summer is fast approaching, and in fact, after this video, I will shoot only one more and then we hit the fourth quarter officially. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that the sales last week were nothing to write home about, but some interesting trends that are happening may play out for a couple more weeks until everyone is back from vacay and the kids are settled in school again. So let's start to break down all those numbers for you. New listings. This number came actually as a bit of a surprise to me because what I'm seeing week over week for the last 4 weeks is a weekly increase in listings. So much so that we were only 2 units off from hitting 800 new listings last week. And the reason I find this actually a very interesting number is that people might actually be thinking, shit, there is a rate increase on the horizon and we better get ahead of that and hope for a really successful sale before that hits. Or of course, they could just be thinking that sales have remained pretty steady for the last 7 weeks, of course, minus that low we posted after the August long weekend. Not really a surprise there. So let's get our property on the market and see what happens. I still think that your best bet for a successful home sale right now is to wait till the buyer pool is back in town and their focus has shifted from summer fun to full seriousness. Either way, it's an intriguing number to keep your eye on. Last week, 95 listings came to the end of their term or expired, which is 20 more than the previous week, but a far cry from that 279 that had unsuccessful sales that first week in August. Those first week of August numbers really did rock the boat. Now let's talk price changes. 327 units got haircuts this past week, which is right in line with the number that we've been seeing for the past 7 weeks. So that wasn't a surprise, and neither were the sales numbers. We hit 420 sales for last week, which is only 4 less than the previous week. But get this. If you have been following my videos, then you know that I started extracting some curious stats from the last couple of weeks. Specifically, I started following the number of properties that are selling at or above list price. So last week was the first time this number dropped below 24% to 15% since I've been tracking it. So only 64 of the 420 units sold at or above list price. Of course, this could just be a one-off dip in the numbers and we'll have to wait to see what the next couple of weeks brings. But what is evident to me is that for sellers, choosing the proper list price has to be your number one priority if you want a successful home sale in this moderating environment. Your second priority needs to be marketing. And that's to ensure that your home is seen by not just the most number of people, but the right people. So target marketing should actually be weighted as heavily as your pricing if you want to have one of those elusive summer sales. So circling back to some of the sales numbers, of the 420 sales last week, and this is right in line with last week, 236 of them were under $1 million. So why is that important for everyone? And that's a great question. Well, if you're a buyer, you need to know that this price point in the market is a driver and thus the most competitive. I mentioned this last week, and if you're considering a purchase under $1 million, then you need to be prepared. You don't want to waste your time or anyone else's, so get your pre-approval, get the right realtor on your side to guide you. And for sellers, this number is essential if you have a property that is under that $1 million price point, because that is where your highest probability of sale is currently. Now, that's not to say your agent can not do any marketing for you, or in fact, you need to get the best results. Have your marketing and pricing be spot on so that all the right eyeballs and the list get on the listing and it gets in front of the right buyers who have the means and the desire to purchase your property. Well, I think you've had your head filled for the week with numbers and stats. So thank you again for tuning in to the Monday Market Monitor. And remember, if you have real estate questions, I've got real estate answers. So reach out and find out how we can help you reach your real estate goals. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.